Hello friends, today in this video we shall discuss what is income as per Income Tax Act. It has been provided in clause 24 of section 2 of Income Tax Act. So let's see. Income includes profit and gains, income includes dividend, income includes voluntary contribution received by trust created wholly or partly for charitable or religious purpose, voluntary contribution received by an institution established wholly or partly for such purpose, voluntary contribution received by an association or institution referred to in clause 21 or clause 23, voluntary contribution received by a fund or a trust referred to in clause subclause 4 or subclause 5, or by a university, voluntary contribution received by university or other educational institution referred to in clause Roman 3AD, subclause Roman 3AD or subclause 6 Roman 6, or voluntary contribution received by hospitals or other institution referred to in subclause Roman 3A or subclause 6 Roman 6A of clause 23C of section 10, or voluntary contribution received by electoral trust. So voluntary contribution is included is income. Then value of perquisite or profit in lieu of salary, taxable under clause 2 and 3 of section 17. So perquisite and profit in lieu of salary is included is income. They are included in income. Any special allowance or benefit other than perquisite included under subclause 3, other than perquisite included in subclause 3, specially granted to assessee to meet wholly, necessarily and exclusively for the performance of duty of an office or employment of profit. So this allowance, special allowance or benefit which is being granted to an assessee is also included in income. Any allowance granted to assessee either to meet his personal expense at the place where duties of his office or employment of profit are ordinarily performed by him, or at a place where he ordinarily resides, or to compensate him for the increased cost of living. So this allowance is also included in the income. Value of any benefit or perquisite, whether convertible into money or not, obtained from a company either by the director or by a person who has substantial interest in the company, or by a relative of the director or such person, and any such sum paid by such company in respect of any obligation which but for such payment which would have been payable by the director or other person aforesaid. So any benefit or perquisite shall be included in the income, and any sum which is paid by the company which would have been payable by the director or other person, such other person shall also be included in income. Value of any benefit or perquisite, whether convertible into money or not, obtained by any representative assessee mentioned in clause 3, clause 4 or clause 4 of subsection 1 of section 160, or by any person on whose behalf or for whose benefit any income is received by the representative assessee, such person being referred to in this subclause as beneficiary. Any such sum by the representative assessee in respect of any obligation which but for such payment would have been payable by the beneficiary. So the benefit or perquisite which is obtained by the representative assessee shall also be included in the income of the assessee, and any sum paid by the representative assessee shall also be included in the income of beneficiary, which would have been payable by the beneficiary. Any sum chargeable to income tax under clauses 2 and 3 of section 28, section 41 and section 59. This sum also be included in the income. Any sum chargeable to Income Tax Act in clause Roman 3A of section 28. Any sum chargeable to Income Tax Act under Roman 3B of section 28. Any sum chargeable to Income Tax Act under Roman 3C of 28 section. The value of any benefit or perquisite taxable under clause 4 of section 8. Any sum chargeable to income tax under clause 5 of 28. Any capital gain chargeable under section 45. This will also be included in income. The profits and gains of any business of insurance carried on by mutual insurance company or by a cooperative society, computed in accordance with section 44, or any surplus to be taken to such profit or gains by virtue of provisions contained in first schedule. This is also will be included in income. Profit and gains of any business of banking, including providing credit facility, carried on by cooperative society. Business of banking carried on by cooperative society with its members. This is also will be included. This will also be included in the income. Winning from lottery, crossword puzzle, races winning, horse races, card game, other games of any sort, or any winning from gambling or betting, of any form or nature whatsoever. So this amount from this will also be included in the income. For the purpose of this sub-clause, lottery means winning from prize awarded to any person by a draw of lots or by chance in any other manner whatsoever under any scheme arranged by whatever name called. Card game, other game of any sort includes any game show. It includes any game show, entertainment program on television, electronic mode, in which people compete to win prizes, or any other similar game. So these were the explanations. Any sum received by SSE from his employees as contribution to Provident Fund, Superannuation Fund, or any fund set up under the provision of Employees State Insurance Act 1948. So any sum received by employee from his received by SSE from his employees as contribution to Provident Fund or Superannuation Fund or any fund set up under the provision of Employees State Insurance Act shall be included in the income. Any sum received under Keyman insurance policy, including sum allocated by IO bonus on such policy, shall also be included in the income. There is explanation for the purpose of this clause. Keyman insurance policy shall have the meaning assigned to it in explanation to clause 10D of section 10. Next, any sum referred to in clause VA of section 28, this sum also be included in income. Fair market value of inventory referred to in clause Roman 6A of section 28 shall also be included in income. Any sum referred to in clause 5 subsection 2 of section 56, any sum received in clause Roman 6 subsection 2 of section 56, any sum of money or value of property referred to in clause 7A section 2 of subsection 2 of section 56, this will also be included. Any consideration received for issue of share as exceeds fair market value of shares referred to in clause Roman 7B of section 2 of section 56, any sum of money referred to in clause 9 of subsection 2 of section 56, any sum of money of value of property referred to in clause 5 subsection 2 of section 56, any compensation other payment referred to in clause 11 of subsection 2 of section 56, any assistance in the form of subsidy, this is important, this is also included in incomes. Assistance in the form of subsidy or grant or cash incentive or duty drawback or waiver or concession or reimbursement by whatever name called by the central government, state government, any authority, body, agency in cash or kind to the SSE other than subsidy, grant, reimbursement which is taken into account for determining the actual cost of asset in accordance with the provision of explanation 10 to clause 1 of section 43, except the subsidy or grant by the central government for the purpose of a trust or institution established by central government, state government, as the case may be. So these two subsidy or grant are not included in as income in the income. So that's all about income, scope of income as per Income Tax Act. Thank you for watching.